Hello, gorgeous, beautiful, lovely star seeds and light workers. It's Alexander Quinn, and I hope you are well. Now, you may be thinking that the title of this video is quite extreme, and you may be thinking, why specifically is he talking about this? Well, yesterday morning, I was up at about 6 a.m. I was up very, very early because the energies were very, very high. And I was having my green tea on the balcony where I live. And YouTube has this thing where it does like an autoplay, like a video will just autoplay after the last video. And what came on was like a 60-minute documentary. I think it's called 60 Minutes. It looks like this. And it was talking about, or it was interviewing all these scientists who were coming on and talking about how lots of crops are starting to fail, how we're losing lots of seed types, how lots of animals are becoming extinct, how lots of parts of the genome are dying, and how we are going through a sixth level extinction event. And part of me was, kind of slightly grief stricken by this, as someone who loves Gaia and loves connecting with the earth, and even the fae, the fairies, and the elementals. Sometimes I channel, although I never talk about them. And so I felt incredibly sad at the thought of all these crops we're losing, all these animal types that are becoming extinct, certain seeds that they can't grow anymore. And I'm incredibly fortunate that I can channel these beings on the other side to actually garner real information, also galactically off world, to get a sense of, is this the truth? Is this actually happening? Is this real? Is science really, doing what it says it's doing? And what do our galactic neighbors say about this sixth extinction event? Is it real? And so I did what I always did. I drank my green tea, I put it to one side, feeling a little disheartened, feeling quite sad about the planet. And I went into the Arcturians and I began to channel the Arcturians. I said, I really want to know, is this real? Is this happening? And the Arcturian said, we can't give you the answer because we are not part of the creation story of Earth. But we can put you in touch with the creative beings that were part of the creator encoding of the original Earth when it was first born or when it was being set up. And so then what came through was the Elohim. Now, I've never channeled these beings before. The Elohim came through as actually a 12th plus density collective council. And I've never channeled before. They were totally new energy. And they came through to tell me exactly the answer that I wanted regards this sixth level extinction event going on Earth at this moment in time. And this is what they had to say. So I'm just going to read it out. And this came through just yesterday. And they give this incredible detail about how the genetics of Gaia are already adapted to solving this problem, and how we're not giving Gaia enough credibility to let her do her thing. And this is what they call themselves the Elohim Creator Alliance. And this is what they had to say. The extinction of animals, seeds, crops, and ecosystems is not simply a tragic loss, but a natural and necessary part of Earth's largest cycle of transformation. Just as individual growth requires the shedding of outdated beliefs, Gaia, too, must let go of species and ecosystems that have completed their roles in the grand narrative of life. Extinction, then, is not an endpoint, but a precondition for renewal, creating space for new forms of life more aligned with the evolving conditions and energies of Gaia's new updated grid systems. This process reflects the dialectic of life and death, where endings enable new beginnings. In this natural rhythm, the disappearance of old species serves a higher purpose, allowing for the emergence of life that is more resilient and harmonious with Gaia's future. And then they talk about me personally. Do not be sad, Alexander. This invites you to reflect on the impertinence of all things that recognize that extinction, while seemingly destructive, is essential for regeneration. It also calls on the peoples of your planet to reconsider their roles as co-creators in this cycle, challenging them to act in harmony with nature's deep rhythms. Ultimately, extinction becomes a catalyst for renewal, clearing the way for the new Gaia, the new Earth, where a balance, renewal, and higher consciousness guide the flourishing of new life. Let us examine this further for you. In Australia, there is already a genetic adaptation present that thrives in wildfires, that the perceived destruction of these events creates. Certain plants, such as and I don't know if I channeled this right, but Pinus contorta, eucalyptus, and banksia exhibit a trait known as serotiny, is the way it came through. In these plants, their cones or fruits are sealed by a resinous coating, presenting seed release under normal conditions. The seeds are only dispersed when the resin is melted by the heat of a fire, which facilitates the physical opening of the cones or fruits. Additionally, other plant species, including various shrubs and annuals, depend on chemical cues from smoke and charred organic matter to break seed dormancy. Some of these species possess seeds capable of remaining viable in the soil seed bank for extended periods, often decades, until a fire event triggers their germination. The chemical signals from the fire act as environmental cues for promoting seedling emergence in the post-fire environment. Through this, you can see how only in the presence of a post-wildfire event can these organic plants begin to flourish. Deep in the encoding of all life on Gaia, genetics have already been designed for such times to replace and take over what has passed, allowing for symbiosis to resume in balance, much like how the Pinus or Pinus contorta seeds in the soil grow after a wildfire. There are many Earth-like planets in your galaxy with humanoid life. Your Earth is one of many undergoing changes that planets like it have experienced before. We watch on with love as you allow your hearts to release that which your souls need to set free. Your science does not give Gaia enough credit. She already has the plan for abundance, and it is now in motion. We thank you for your time, the Elohim Creator Alliance. And so the question is, do we, as I did, sit on my balcony drinking my green tea, panic? Or do we put a little more faith in Gaia as the Elohim did, who were part of the creation of Earth's original encoding, and allow Gaia to work through what she already has in plan for us without us egoically planning? Because at a soul level, when Gaia ascended in 2012, she knew how she was going to ascend and how she was going to renew herself. And yet our science has perhaps, as the Elohim are saying here, has not caught up with the grand plan. And so I thought that was very fascinating. Now, on another note, the ascension symptoms are very prevalent, very strong at the moment, and some starseeds, some light workers are feeling a little bit fluey as the new encoding is coming through from the recent physical and time fractal upgrade. So don't worry if you're feeling a little bit spaced out, a little bit dizzy, your diet's a little bit off, your appetite's a little bit off. Homeostasis is resetting itself, and some people are feeling a little bit fluey right now. It's going to continue like this for a little while. So keep following my updates on Telegram and Facebook. I'm putting them almost out daily about what's going on, what to expect, how to get through it. Next week or the week after, I will be on with Linda, and we'll be talking about a roundup of everything that's going to be happening over the next 6 months. And I will see you very shortly. Ashati ishundwari ashaka shugushindi shiatari yongwadiara babakadedi shishoa. Shadin shakawaya hatadedi shongoshu umwa dadian danda.